How's it going? I'm Lee, your host for today, and you are watching the Tall Tesla Guy. So if it's your first time here, I want to thank you for joining us, and I want to say, think about subscribing. We put videos in at least once a week, if not more. Talk about everything from lifestyle to tech, DIY, and certainly Tesla, which is what we're going to be talking about again today. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for watching the videos, contributing, talking, commenting, and all the like. So I really appreciate your support. Couldn't have done it without you, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. So hit that like button if you haven't already. And again, think about subscribing also if you haven't already. So what we're going to be talking about today is something that's new or fairly new, and it came out in Tesla's update, I'd say probably June, July, August. Now we got our Tesla, we ordered it in August. When we received it in September, it already had it. So this is something that some of you guys have already been enjoying, some of you guys have already seen, or maybe you never knew it was there because you were doing it the old way, or you're new to the Tesla families and you didn't know it was something that you could get involved with. So we're talking about specifically Sentry mode and dash cam. So one of the things with the car, it's got a Sentry mode camera, as you guys know. Sentry mode really basically allows the car to record incidents that happen while it's parked. You don't use Sentry mode while you're driving, but anytime you're stopped in the parking mode, assuming you are not at home. So there's a couple of settings that you can do, really quick controls. Click on the car icon down in the corner. It brings up your settings for your car. Safety and security is going to bring up the Sentry mode, as you can see here. And there's, basically the settings, obviously turning it on, turning it off. And when you see it that it's on, you're going to see that little icon in the corner that's got the red dot in the middle of it. That lets you know that Sentry mode is active and ready to record. And now it's going to record any sort of incidents that you have. Now, ideally, you're at a grocery store, you're at a shopping mall or something like that. Somebody bumps your car, somebody gets close to it, hits a door, hits it with a cart or something like that. You want it to record, so you're going to have it set to on. Now, I don't want it recording at my home because I walk around the car. It's in my garage. I'm walking around it all day. I don't want it to record constantly in situations like that. So I have it set to exclude home. Now my wife is typically going to be driving the car. Now she drives it to work. She's going to want it to show work because she doesn't want anybody in her office to hit her car. She parks in a parking lot that's pretty big. She doesn't want anybody to hit the car there or anything like that. So, and there's another setting here that's really important too. It's the dash cam. Now the dash cam is this other camera there, and you can kind of see it right there. It's got the red light on it that lets you know that it's recording. And the dash cam records while you're moving. So once you're in drive and any sort of incident that happens, I have it set to save clips on honk. That's something that you want to check. And that basically, anytime you honk at anybody, it's going to automatically save it. Now, if you get into an accident, it'll also save the dash cam footage. Anytime there is dash cam footage, you're going to see that red light there, let you know that it's there. And if you just click it like that, it's going to give you the option. It's going to give you the option to save the footage or launch the viewer, right? So somebody dropped a ladder, you want to save the footage, you want to click it, go ahead and click it there. So how you view the footage, in addition to filming and recording everything that important that happens while you're out driving or parked somewhere, is actually looking at the footage. Now before, you used to have to take a USB drive from your car, you just have to detach it, which you really just long press the dash cam thing and it'll make it safe to unhook. You had to remove it, put it in a computer, bring it up, and then view the entire footage. Now, the dash cam footage can be 10-minute blocks, right? So if an incident happens, because it's always kind of recording, but it records and then overwrites itself. So it's 10-minute blocks, it records, re-records, writes over. Now, any sort of incident that happens, it saves it. If it's an automatic save, like from a honk or an accident, it'll do that. Outside of that, you actually have to push it and say, yep, I want to record that, or I want to save that footage. And as it does that, it saves it, and then it resets, and then it waits for another incident, and it records it again. Now, an incident can be anything from somebody actually hitting you to somebody getting close to you, right? Or if you're swerving from your lane and you almost hit the side guardrail, or something like that, or you get curb rash, like we got, unfortunately, from hitting the curb in a drive-thru. The downside before was that you had to actually take it out, put it in your computer, look at it, and view the entire 10 minutes to see if anything actually did happen, and a lot of times it didn't. Well, what Tesla did with a new update that came out is they allow you to access the footage right from the car. It just saves a lot of time. It makes it easier. I don't know why they didn't do that from the beginning. So basically, to actually view what you recorded is click on the dash view camera and then launch viewer. This launches a viewer, and basically what it's showing you is, in this case, you're just looking at my garage because I'm sitting in the garage, and then it shows you all the different cameras. You can look at them behind you, around. You can see my cluttered garage, and then to the left. But you can also find out things that happened, and you're looking at everything that was recorded, whether it's dash cam or Sentry mode. Now, the Sentry mode is going to be anything where somebody got close to your car when it was parked. But, you can kind of look at this. We were out picking pumpkins. These people came close to the car. Now, they are a lot closer than I probably would have liked, but nonetheless, they didn't touch it. It's kind of deceiving a little bit because it almost looks like she's sitting on top of the car, whereas in reality, she is not. She is probably about 3 feet from the car, but it did ping a Sentry mode incident, and then you can kind of see down here where the incident occurred. So if you were to go back in the footage to say here, nothing's happening. Now, it's got 10 minutes recorded, as you can kind of see there. But once you get closer to the incident, and that's when she appears. She never touched the car, never caused a problem. In fact, we were off in the distance, and it didn't affect anything we were doing. But what you can do from here, delete the footage. Or you can save it. We didn't need it, so we deleted it. Now, this is another instance, but you can kind of see here, and looking at the left-hand camera, this lady pulled in next to me and opens the door. Right, so this records it, and it's great. She never hit the car, but she did get close. And again, you can see the red dot. That's where the incident occurred. You can kind of zoom in back from it. Got close to it, but didn't, or I said lady, guy. Got close to it, but didn't touch it. Shut the door. Everything's fine. Now, you have the opportunity to, now we have a 256 gig SSD drive in there. I've got a link at the bottom for it, but it's something we found on Amazon. It's a SSD, so it's going to write and then rewrite, and it does okay with that kind of thing. It's small enough that it's hidden underneath of our, in fact, I can show you that too. So we haven't, and I'm going to kind of show you where it is. Obviously, you guys know about the where you kind of hide that stuff underneath the charging port, and you can kind of see ours is down here. The cord's a little bit too long, but that's it. And it's hidden down there enough that it might be tricky for somebody who breaks into the car that's trying to steal the footage, unless they know where it is exactly. It's a little tricky to see if they're trying to go quickly. You can review it and delete it right from the screen instead of having to put it in your computer. Saves a lot of time and it makes it easy to go. And then on top of that, when we're parked somewhere, we'll kind of look over things and see what was happening that was exciting. Again, back pumpkin field, looking at it. Nothing in reality. Walking back with my daughter. Walks right in front. He's a friend of mine. I knew he wouldn't touch it. He's got a Tesla on his own, so he knows how to stay away from it. But nonetheless, it recorded it and kept it for us. Again, we can delete it if there wasn't an incident. Now, you come out there and there's a dent in your car, you're going to want to look at the footage for sure. So that's basically it. I really just wanted to kind of go through. It was a feature that we didn't know moving into the car when we first got it. I'd been watching videos about it. People talked about how to set up your SSD drive, how to format it in FAT32, that sort of thing. But up until when I got the car, I thought I was going to have to do that, take it out, put it in the computer, and view it like that. But they put the viewer directly into the software, which is nice. And it's an update that came at some point this year, maybe in the past few months, and you can watch it right from your screen. Sentry mode and both Sentry mode and dash cam. So I kind of went over how to set it up, how to trigger it, what triggers it, and then a little bit of the viewing there. I just kind of wanted to throw that out there just so you guys can see some of the exciting stuff that we saw in the car once we get in there. We didn't know about it. In addition to finding Rainbow Road when you push the selector down 4 times in autopilot, it was one of the exciting things that I saw in there that I really liked and enjoyed. So, I appreciate you for watching the video. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Think about subscribing, and also if you haven't already. Really appreciate your support. Really appreciate you guys viewing and watching today. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions about the Sentry mode, dash cam, anything like that, or if there's something else that you wanted to see. So, I hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys stay safe out there. Thanks a lot.